Ethiopia is not just a country. It is a world of its own. A land of firsts. A land of ancient echoes and future dreams. The only African country never colonized. The birthplace of coffee. The cradle of humankind. The spiritual hub of Orthodox Christianity. A country where time moves differently, literally. Ethiopia is more than just another nation in the Horn of Africa. It is a continent within a country, with stories, struggles, and successes that make it one of the most unique places on earth. Let us journey through Ethiopia, step by step, across every aspect that defines its unmatched identity. Ethiopia is located in the Horn of Africa, sharing borders with Eritrea, Djibouti, Somalia, Kenya, South Sudan, and Sudan. Its landlocked position has not limited its strength. In fact, it has become a cultural and geographical stronghold in East Africa. Ethiopia is home to dramatic landscapes, from the snow-capped peaks of the Simien Mountains to the blazing Danakil Depression, one of the hottest and lowest places on Earth. The country's topography is shaped by a vast highland plateau split by the Great Rift Valley, which is a geologic wonder of the world. These natural features are not just stunning but also significant. They've influenced climate, biodiversity, agriculture, and even human settlement for thousands of years. Ethiopia is home to several unique ecosystems. Lake Tana, the source of the Blue Nile, is a freshwater marvel that sustains millions. The Bale Mountains shelter some of the rarest species on the planet, including the Ethiopian wolf. Rainfall varies across the regions, creating fertile agricultural belts in the highlands and arid stretches in the lowlands. This environmental diversity has played a major role in shaping Ethiopia's culture, economy, and lifestyle. Ethiopia's history is long, rich, and uninterrupted. Few nations on earth can boast a written history that dates back over 3,000 years. The Kingdom of DMT, which existed as early as the 10th century BC, set the stage. Then came the mighty Aksumite Empire, Ethiopia's golden age. The Aksumite Empire, centered in present-day northern Ethiopia and Eritrea, was one of the greatest civilizations of its time. It was a trading giant, dealing with Rome, India, and Arabia. Aksum minted its own coins, built grand obelisks, and is believed to have housed the Ark of the Covenant in the city of Aksum. In the 4th century, under King Ezana, Ethiopia became one of the first nations to adopt Christianity officially, long before most of Europe. This spiritual transformation still defines the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church today. Unlike most African countries, Ethiopia maintained its independence during the colonial scramble for Africa. When Italy tried to invade in 1896, Emperor Menelik II and Ethiopian forces delivered a crushing blow at the Battle of Adwa. This victory shocked the world and inspired anti-colonial movements across the continent. Even under Mussolini's brief 5-year occupation in the 1930s, Ethiopia's spirit was never broken. It returned stronger, and under Emperor Haile Selassie, it became a founding member of the United Nations and the African Union, then OAU. Ethiopia is a kaleidoscope of peoples. Over 80 distinct ethnic groups live within its borders, each with its own language, culture, traditions, and identity. The largest ethnic groups include the Oromo, Amhara, Tigray, Sidama, Somali, Gurage, and Afar. This diversity is reflected in language. Ethiopia is a linguistic treasure chest, home to more than 90 languages and over 200 dialects. The federal system recognizes these communities and gives them regional autonomy. Amharic is the working language of the federal government, but regional states often use their own languages officially, like Afan Oromo, Tigrinya, and Somali. The cultural fabric of Ethiopia is rich and colorful. Every ethnic group has unique dances, songs, rituals, and clothing styles. For instance, the Tigray people's ceremonial dances are vastly different from the spiritual chanting traditions of the Highland Orthodox Christians, or the intricate beadwork of the Hamar in the Omo Valley. Religion is at the heart of Ethiopian identity. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and traditional beliefs all coexist, sometimes in harmony, sometimes with tension. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church is one of the oldest Christian traditions in the world, with unique theology, liturgy, and calendar systems. Lalibela, often called the New Jerusalem, is a pilgrimage site with 11 rock-hewn churches carved directly into the ground in the 12th century. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the wonders of ancient engineering. Islam also has a strong presence. Ethiopia is believed to be the first place outside of Arabia where Islam was practiced freely when Prophet Muhammad's followers were given refuge during the Hijrah. There's also a historic Jewish population, the Beta Israel, who have lived in Ethiopia for centuries, tracing their lineage to the lost tribe of Dan. Many have since emigrated to Israel, but their legacy remains part of Ethiopia's spiritual landscape. Ethiopia is a federal republic with ethnically defined regional states. This structure is both its strength and its Achilles heel. On one hand, it offers representation and cultural autonomy. On the other, it has fueled ethnic tensions and civil unrest. In recent years, Ethiopia has been marked by dramatic political shifts. In 2018, Abiy Ahmed became prime minister, ushering in reforms, freeing political prisoners, and signing peace with Eritrea, a move that won him the Nobel Peace Prize in 2019. However, tensions have not fully subsided. The conflict in the Tigray region, which erupted in late 2020, exposed the fragility of the federation. The war drew global attention due to its humanitarian impact, displacement, and reports of war crimes. Despite the challenges, Ethiopia's democratic journey continues. It remains a key player in the African Union and hosts its headquarters in Addis Ababa, symbolizing its central role in Pan-African politics. Ethiopia is one of Africa's fastest-growing economies. Agriculture remains the backbone, employing over 70% of the population. Key exports include coffee, sesame, flowers, and livestock. Ethiopia is, in fact, the largest coffee producer in Africa. The government has invested heavily in infrastructure, building new roads, industrial parks, and the Addis Ababa, Djibouti Railway. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD, the largest hydroelectric dam in Africa, symbolizes national pride and regional power. Industrialization is on the rise, particularly in textiles, leather, and manufacturing. Tourism is also a growing sector, drawing interest to Ethiopia's historical and natural wonders. Challenges remain, including high unemployment, inflation, and dependency on rain-fed agriculture. But Ethiopia's economic ambition is undeniable. With a large youth population and expanding infrastructure, its potential is enormous. Ethiopian music is one of the most emotionally powerful and rhythmically complex on the continent. Its uniqueness comes from the pentatonic scale, a 5-note musical system that gives Ethiopian songs their distinctive haunting and spiritual tone. Traditional instruments like the krar, a lyre, the masenko, a 1-string fiddle, the kebero, a drum, and the wazhint, a flute, are still widely used, especially in rural ceremonies and Orthodox church services. In urban areas, contemporary artists blend traditional melodies with jazz, reggae, and Afrobeat, creating a vibrant and evolving music scene. Perhaps the most famous Ethiopian musical export is the late Mulatu Astatke, the father of Ethio-jazz. His music has gained international acclaim, influencing artists around the world. New generation musicians like Teddy Afro have continued to dominate the local charts, often infusing social and political commentary into their lyrics. Dance in Ethiopia is equally diverse. Every ethnic group has its own style. For example, the Amhara and Tigray perform shoulder-based dances called askista, which involve rapid and precise shoulder movements. Meanwhile, the Oromo and Somali communities favor more hip and footwork. The Hamar and other tribes of the Omo Valley have unique ceremonial dances used during initiations, marriages, and harvest festivals. Visual arts are also significant. Ethiopian Orthodox Church art, with its vivid iconography and biblical murals, is world-renowned. These works, found in churches across the country, are not just decorative but serve as spiritual texts for the largely oral culture. Ethiopian cuisine is a flavorful experience rooted in centuries of tradition. It is deeply communal, with most meals shared from a single large plate using injera, a sour, spongy flatbread made from teff, a grain native to Ethiopia and now gaining popularity worldwide for its nutritional value. Injera serves as both plate and utensil, scooping up portions of spice stews, lentils, misir wat, vegetables, and meats. Doro wat, a spicy chicken stew with hard-boiled eggs, is often considered the national dish and is especially popular during holidays and family gatherings. Ethiopian Orthodox Christianity has a strong influence on dietary habits, with over 200 fasting days a year where no animal products are consumed. This has given rise to a wide variety of plant-based dishes, making Ethiopian cuisine friendly to vegans and vegetarians. But nothing defines Ethiopia more than coffee. Ethiopia is not just the largest coffee producer in Africa, it is also the birthplace of coffee itself. Legend tells of a goat herder named Kaldi, who noticed his goats became energetic after eating berries from a certain bush. That bush was coffee. Today, coffee remains at the heart of Ethiopian life. The traditional coffee ceremony is a ritual of hospitality and respect, where green beans are roasted, ground, brewed, and served in 3 rounds: Abel, Tana, and Baraka, symbolizing transformation, blessing, and unity. Ethiopia is a land of wonders, many of which are recognized by UNESCO. Tourists from all over the world come to witness Ethiopia's history, culture, and natural marvels. Among the most famous is Lalibela, with its 11 rock-hewn churches carved into the ground in the 12th century. These architectural feats remain places of worship and pilgrimage to this day. The churches are not only structurally impressive, but spiritually profound. Aksum, the former capital of the Aksumite Empire, holds ancient obelisks, royal tombs, and the Church of St. Mary of Zion, believed by many to house the biblical Ark of the Covenant. The Simeon Mountains National Park is a paradise for hikers and nature lovers. It is home to dramatic escarpments, deep valleys, and rare animals like the Gelada baboon and the Ethiopian wolf. Gondar, once known as the Camelot of Africa, is filled with castles, palaces, and medieval churches. Harar Jugol, the walled city of Harar, is considered the 4th holiest city in Islam, with 82 mosques and over 100 shrines. Lake Tana and the Blue Nile Falls offer stunning natural beauty and are tied deeply to both Ethiopia's spirituality and hydrological systems. Danakil Depression is one of the most surreal and harshest landscapes on Earth, featuring boiling lava lakes, colorful acid springs, and salt flats. Tourism has become one of the fastest-growing sectors in Ethiopia, with thousands visiting each year to experience what no other country can offer in a single place. Ethiopia has one of the most formidable military forces in Africa. Historically, its army has played a critical role in maintaining sovereignty, particularly during the Italian invasions and internal revolts. The Ethiopian National Defense Forces, ENDF, are known for their discipline and experience in both combat and peacekeeping. Ethiopian troops have participated in UN and AU missions across the continent, in Sudan, Somalia, and South Sudan, cementing the country's role as a regional peacekeeper. Ethiopia also plays a strategic role in the Horn of Africa. It maintains diplomatic influence through the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, and is host to the African Union headquarters. Relations with neighboring countries have been complex. While peace was brokered with Eritrea in 2018, tensions continue over the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD, particularly with Egypt and Sudan, who fear water scarcity due to Ethiopia's control of the Blue Nile. Internationally, Ethiopia balances relationships with the West, China, the Middle East, and regional partners. It receives significant development aid but is also pushing toward greater self-reliance.